Hello there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gain Ground. In the last episode, we took on the Primordial Age, the first round of the game. It's not too bad, that first area at least. Pretty easy in the grand scheme of things, but we have now entered the Medieval Age, and we're seeing a very sudden jump in difficulty. Enemies are a lot more tanky, there's often a lot more of them, they're in more dangerous positions. It's a pretty tough area to take victory in. I found in this first level that to get around the gravestones, the boomerang characters are pretty good. They also do double damage with their boomerangs, which I wasn't expecting, but is always good for us. Problem is most everyone else kinda sucks, which makes the stage a bit difficult. We'll see how this goes with Aphra. I've figured out the names for some of the characters while making the thumbnail for the last episode. So this guy is Athra. Don't really know what he's supposed to be other than just a generic spearman. But he is pretty good for like hit and run rescue operations when you've lost a character, because he's so quick. This is Verbal, the undisputed MVP of the game. He is absolutely 100% the best character in the game. No debate about it. He's very fast. He's got an attack that can hit high up enemies, which is pretty rare. And he can attack at a very quick pace. So he's a very strong character. So we absolutely do not want to lose him. This is Glow Knight. It turns out there's an entire class of these holy magical knight characters. Their main gimmick is just their attacks all do more damage, but a lot of them are a bit tricky to use, I suppose. They're all a bit situational. This is Professor. He's kind of like Johnny, who is the main rifleman character from the last episode, except he can fire to the side of him instead of directly in front of him. And then this is Mud Puppy, who is basically the sniper of the game, but very, very slow. And this is Betty. She's not that great, to be honest. She's not super quick. She doesn't have anything she's particularly good at, but she can hit enemies high up. So if you're in a big pinch, useful there. Right. In this stage, I find the best thing to do is to begin with the heavy character we unlocked in the last stage, whoever this is supposed to be. I'm assuming there's some sort of future warrior, because he's kind of like Mud Puppy in that he's a sniper. The only difference is his sniper attack can only hit enemies on higher areas. So instead of missing higher areas, he's only good at hitting them. So it's kind of the inverse of basically everyone else in the game. But he's very slow. He's quite situational. I have found there are situations, especially later on in this round, where he is quite good, but for the most part, you're gonna use him and then need to lose him later in the stage. One thing that is going to come up quite a bit more now we're in the Medieval Age compared to the Primordial Age is that we are a lot more likely to just lose characters. Or not to lose characters, we're a lot more likely to sacrifice characters in a level to complete a goal, then see them defeated, and then go and pick them up with a character later. Because again, we don't want to lose any characters. But now that we're in this stage, there's a lot of cases where you need to do something in a specific order to really get through unscathed, and in a lot of cases that means that you're just going to have to sacrifice a character who's particularly specialized and pick them up later. Right, this stage scares me because we're going to have to use Verbal immediately to hit some of these enemies, which puts him in a lot of danger that I don't like him being in, seeing as he's our MVP. We don't want to lose him. It scares me that we have to put him in a risky position like this immediately. But it should be worth it. The problem is I think at this point in the game, Gain Ground starts to introduce altitude of different levels, so not just high and low. It seems like there's almost 3 tiers of elevation, and the game's really, really bad at indicating where an enemy is on those altitudes. Like, this guy scares me because he's just impossible to hit. But the reason we want to use verbal is because these knife throwers... I wasn't paying attention. These knife throwers are a pain, so we're going to have to find someone who perhaps can kind of sneak around the corner. I think maybe Johnny might be worthwhile. Again, we absolutely do not want to lose verbal. He is indisputably the most important character in the game. Which is why I put a quick save at the start of this level, because having verbal in a position like this, oof, don't want to lose him under any circumstances. Right, and with that, we have just up to 1 knife throw to go, so I think we can... Oh! Okay, we're going to have to reload. If you are defeated by an enemy while carrying someone behind you, you lose the character you're carrying. So yeah, we're going to have to go and reset, because, again, verbal cannot lose him under any circumstances. There are some characters that are somewhat capable of replicating some of what he can do that will unlock through this age, but they're not on his level. They're an absolutely inferior version of verbal. Oh, okay, that's good. But we're struggling to hit this guy on the rooftop now. Okay, no, I think this is a better position than we were in last time. It's that guy in the corner tucked into the house that's the real difficult one to hit. That guy, that knife throw is a lot easier. I'd say. I do have a way of dealing with some of the people on the castle roof, but we kind of have to wait until we're through with everything else first, because it's going to be using the fistbowl guy again, and he's very slow, so he's not going to be able to make the way through the rest of the level. There we go. This is the problem with sort of multiple altitude enemies, is that they're often a bit finicky trying to hit him. Like, say, I'm definitely hitting him with several attacks there, but none of them are counting. There we go. Yeah, then crossbowmen appear constantly throughout the level. I think there should be 2 more of them. You have an enemy counter in the top corner, which makes it a little easier to figure out where people are going to be ambushing you from, how many times a character's going to get ambushed from the same place, because they're always from the same place. Alright, with that, we lose verbal there. We don't want to keep him out any longer, and then we get fistbowl guy again. He's not great for dealing with the rest of the rooftops, but... Okay, yeah. For some reason, this is what I mean by I think there's multiple altitudes, because verbal's attacks can hit the rooftops of this stage, but then fistbowl guy and Athra with his spear throw can't, so I think there are multiple altitudes. Alright, this one's also risky, but not enough that I'm going to feel the need to put a quick save in now. You know, if worst comes to worst, we just go back to the last stage. In this one, we are just going to use verbal to defeat enemies very quickly. There are other characters in the game, like the people with the boomerangs, a lot of the heavy weapon characters, like Fistbowl and Mud Puppy, who are able to defeat characters in a single attack, so they would be good on this stage. But their attacks are a bit more... difficult to... They're not quite as consistent, they're a bit more inconsistent than verbals are. And that's why we left that character in the corner alive, because this gives us a good opportunity now to come in with Athra in a rescue operation, which isn't going to be quite as risky as it would be if we had kept just someone in the middle alive. I think we're going to go with Johnny. We would go with Mud Puppy and snipe them from way back here, but they're kind of behind that tombstone, which makes them impossible to hit. There we go. Oof. I would recommend quick saving on this level as well. It's a bit of a tricky one. Verbal again, we are going to be using him immediately. Just because he's quick. And it should give us the opportunity to hit these characters in the water. Bah. I would really have liked to have taken out the other fish guy at this point. We'll try and take out the other fish guy and then we'll take Verbal to the exit. You can see that they're just barely on screen though. They go very quickly. The other problem with this stage is you have a ton of characters ambushing you. Like so. Like it's just constant, there's tons of them. Ah, okay. Quick load because we lost Verbal. I want to take out both of these archers. I think that was the problem. I was trying to deal with both of them. Okay, now he's out. We can just hit him like that. Okay, there we go. Fist guy dealt with immediately. We'll deal with the other fist guy immediately as well. Come on, show yourself. Oh. Sometimes they reappear very quickly and other times they take a fairly long time. Alright, with that, we can kind of back and forward on here. To be honest, the archers, as long as you're not stupid, they're pretty harmless. As long as you can rush past them later on. But we just want to clear out all of these guys. Okay, 4 enemies, that's all of the archers. We can just carry through now. We'll then get Athra, because he's our other fast character. We'll knock a few more later on, but at the moment, Verbal and Athra are our only particularly quick characters. And with them defeated, we can get Fistbowl guy again, and we can just snipe these guys from the other side of the stage. No worries. Like so. Like so. There we go. Stage 6. Okay, this one isn't too bad, but I'm still going to quick save here just in case. We're going to go with Athra, because he's quick and can attack very quickly. Okay. Yeah, sometimes things like that happen, but you're generally safe. Sometimes, you know, you'll just be firing things and it's not hitting them. But for the most part, they're pretty easy to hit unscathed. There we go. I would like to deal with you. Okay, that's fine. Get one of them from a distance. To be fair, we want Athra or Verbal in this situation, but Athra's just a bit more expendable. So that's why we're putting him out first, and then we'll get Verbal out later. And again, the annoying part of this level is the whole hitting enemies from a, you know, different altitude. It's just a bit finicky. The sprites don't really do it justice. I don't know whether it may be an arcade thing. It's a bit easier on the arcade, I imagine, with better sprite control. But on the Genesis, the version we're playing, it's a bit finicky. There we go. to be honest, at this point, we can kind of lose Athra. We can be a bit riskier with our attacks. We want to leave the guy at the bottom alive, because you'll note that we have all of those guys up in the corner that we want to get. And I think we should have enough time that we can pretty safely get them. There we go. Okay, nope. I've got Athra. We're just going to have to go in very slowly and tediously pick all of those guys up. I can't quite recall on who all of them are. I think one of them's a duplicate Mud Puppy. So it does turn out there are duplicates for some characters in the game. But there should also be a slightly weaker version of Athra and a slightly weaker version of Verbal up there as well. So we want to get them, just again, to be more expendable versions of them. Because they're probably, I would say, the best 3 characters we got so far are Athra, Verbal, and then Johnny. Probably Johnny, just because of the reins. Mud Puppy and Fishbowl, I don't actually know what his character's actually called, do have better ranges, but they're just a lot more, because of their speed and their weak basic attack, they're a lot more inconsistent, that you can't use them in every situation. They're not quite as versatile as Johnny is. And with that, we can just get anyone. We'll just go with the Glow Knight, and we can just take this guy out. With plenty of time to spare. Just take out his foot. Is this one a tricky one? Yes. This one's nasty. If I remember, I have been able to do this in the past just by using Athra and then kind of sniping characters like so. And that has worked. It's not hugely consistent. It's probably not the strategy you want to go for. It's just one that I find does work if you're in the mood to risk it. The problem with this stage is that this is where the wizards are introduced, and my god, they are an annoying set of enemies. You can see they just teleport around, like so, being intangible half the time, and then fire out big projectiles that you need to run away from. They're just a very tedious subsect of enemies. I don't think anyone likes them. We want to try and keep someone alive. I find in the past that you probably want to keep one of the warriors in one of the aisles. I don't really know what this is supposed to be in a medieval castle or whatever. All of these corridors, but you'd probably want to leave one of those warriors alive. When you head up here, I find they tend to get stuck on the aisles, so you can come up here, get your character. I can't remember who it is. And then yeah, this is our more expendable version of Verbal. He's got all of the same things. The only difference is that his projectile, his multiple altitude projectile, can only hit enemies directly in front of you. It's not able to be aimed like Verbal's can. Quick save again here. I find we probably want to use this guy. I don't know who he is. He reminds me of Rambo. I don't know what his actual name is though. That's cheap. I will admit that that's the first time I've had one of the wizards spawn on top of me. But just to be honest, any stage with a wizard in it is a massive nuisance. They're just a horrible group of enemies. Especially if you get stuck on the level geometry. I should also clarify the enemies up at the top are slimes. They charge at you once you get close. They're also really annoying. Not quite as bad as the wizards, but they're still characters you don't want to deal with. And you don't have to. I think that's them done. Yeah, I think that's them done. If you can get right up in the wizard's face, you can generally kill them before they can fire out a projectile. 8. Oh yeah, one more. I was about to say 7. There we go. We got them all. As you can see, the slimes charge you. They don't have the straightest of paths, which makes them a little bit annoying to hit sometimes. You know, you can see there, they kind of stay in the wall, which makes it pretty much impossible to hit them from anything other than very specific angles. Okay, we're just gonna leave now with the character we got. Athra, he's not great for dealing with wizards, but he is pretty good for dealing with slimes, so let's just take it as it is. Oh, not quite. Oh, not quite. Because he fires slightly to the side of him, so as much as we're directly in front of the wizard, we're not actually able to hit him. Oof. That was scary. This stage is infuriating. You might have gathered, it's because there's a lot of wizards. Johnny, I find, probably the best. There isn't really a good character for this. Maybe we'll go Glow Knight. The wizards... They're tankier than they need to be, but they don't have that much health. And with the extra damage the Magic Knights are able to do, perhaps we can get through them faster. Oh, the Fire Knight with his Napalm Trap. He could probably also be a good pick. But we're here now with this guy. I find that there's a wizard in the corner, and they're the one you want to keep alive when you go in to grab that final character. He's very good for the final stage, so we do want to grab him, as much as he is a massive nuisance to get. So yeah, that wizard that just popped up in the top there, he's the one we want to keep alive. Okay, no, that's actually fine. Losing him is fine. We'll come up with Aphra, we'll go on a rescue mission. Yeah, he doesn't have the best damage, but he can attack quickly. He's got decent range for how quick he is, so that's why we'll go with him. And then with that, we'll just go with... We'll go with the off-brand Aphra. Just because he's quick, and this is a tedious stage to get through with this winding path. And again, we're just going to try and avoid the wizard. We don't want to defeat him just yet. Because we want to grab this guy. He's called Cyber. Oof. Scared me there. We'll go with Johnny for this final attack. Final wizard defeat. You can see how it's very tedious with these longer stages, having to make your way through with anyone other than the fastest of characters. Well, I say longer, but as in more involved path. They should spawn... Oh! Don't like that. We don't want to lose Johnny. We don't want to lose Johnny. We'll just go up with Verbal, grab him. And then we'll probably just go with the off-brand Verbal. Have we used him yet? No. Just because he's quick, and we are running out of time. If we run out of time on a stage, we lose all of the characters we haven't already got out, so we definitely don't want to be in that position. So we just need someone quick to get up here as fast as possible. This is the wizard speciality, wasting your time. Oh, you... Come on. Where are you? Spawn in a convenient position. Stop spawning up there. Stop! Oh, we are... Ah! Yeah, well, that's infuriating. Who did we use? I think we just used... Oh yeah, we used the Glow Knight, didn't we? Let's try the Fire Knight this time. Like I said, they can leave a trap on the... Well, either of these guys, actually. Does it just... Oh, it stuns them. Actually, that might even be better than them. Stunning them might actually be better than actually just multiple hit damaging them. Stunning them keeps them in one place so they're not teleporting away. It might be dealing damage, I can't quite tell. Like, I assume the fact they had a sort of custom animation, it wouldn't be dealing damage, but because I assume they'd be slightly different than the Fire Knight, and if it is just dealing damage, it is pretty much identical. I think that's just this last one left to go in this corner. There we go. Right. Slimes. Let's see. They are avoiding it as they're coming by. And for some reason, they're all coming from an angle where I can't quite hit them. There we go. Right, that puts us in a position to deal with these two knights. Oh. I don't know where he's going, but that's fine. Do what you're gonna do. Oh, this wizard's gonna be a nightmare again, isn't he? Oh no, that's a good position for him to be. We'll go lower this time. Yeah, there we are. And now we just get off-brand Verbal. We get Rambo, off-brand Rambo. There we are. He's, come on, be in a good position this time. There we go. That's what we were trying to do last time. For better or for worse. Last stage. This isn't actually that bad. With the character we unlocked in the last level, it's not too bad, but we are going to quick save. Right, the character we unlocked in the last level is this guy, Cyber. That is not the character. Okay. That is not the character that I meant to get out. Cyber. He's got cluster munitions, which when fired, go right to the end of the arena and hit wherever they're going to hit. But the great news is that they instantly kill wizards, which there are a lot of in this stage, spawning basically at random. So we're just kind of going to go around, firing out cluster munitions, and eventually, you know, there, you hit 2 wizards for the price of 1. He does also have a pathetic little pistol, but we are here with the hope of hitting them with cluster munitions. This guy in the corner, I think, is the last wizard I have to deal with. Okay, no, I think there's a few more. But we'll have to get a little bit closer for them to spawn in. It is kind of luck, but I have found that eventually... Oh, you spawned just at the wrong time. Eventually you get them. It's also good for the boss. We're dealing a lot of damage to the boss as we do this. Because, you know, basically every single hit with these cluster munitions is guaranteeing we hit the boss eventually. Because of how wide their range is. We're not doing a great job with the wizards, I will admit. But again, if nothing else, we're wearing away the boss. And if Cyber really can't deal with them, we'll just come back with another character in a moment. Oh. Come. Oh. They're coming in at just the wrong time for us to be missing them. I think it is just that last wizard, isn't it? He keeps coming in right as the cluster bombs disappear. Or go right past him. It's quite infuriating. Oh, there we go. I was like, that's got to get him. That's... okay, no. Cluster munitions do branch out quite a bit. I think one more to deal with that guy. And then we'll sneak through. And we'll just take out the last 2 enemies of the episode. On Of This Age. We'll do them with Fistbowl guy. Anyway. As we slowly make our way to defeat the last enemy of the Medieval Age, I would like to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time for more Gain Ground in the China Before Revolution stage. But for now, thank you for watching. Adios and ciao.